High school is often one of the most influential parts of anyone's life. There's drama, there's romance, there's adventure, and above all, there's friendship, crammed into 4 memorable years of your life. Whether you loved it or you hated it, high school seems to be the perfect setting for a great film. And no other film I've seen does this better than The Spectacular Now, a 2013 film directed by James Ponsoldt. Slight disclaimer that there will be some major spoilers in this review. If you have any intention of watching this film, you should definitely go into it blind, so just know that I heavily recommend this film to anyone and that it's on Netflix right now. The Spectacular Now follows the last few months of senior year for a boy and a girl. The boy is your typical Chad, really popular, at a lot of parties, but he had just broken up with his girlfriend, Captain Marvel, and now he realizes that everyone loves him, but nobody really truly likes him. Miles Teller performs this character exceptionally well, despite being like 35 years old at the time. The girl, played by Shailene Woodley, is kind of your typical like shy, geeky, nerdy girl, even though she's played by a drop-dead gorgeous actress, which is probably some kind of mistake. But either way, she's performed really well. The plot kicks in when Miles Teller wakes up on her lawn, knocked out, passed out, hungover after a long night of partying. She helps him out, and he helps her out with her paper route, and they become good friends. You can probably guess what happens next.
You just getting back from a party or something?
No, I'm just my paper route. I mean, it's not really mine, it's my mom's, but she was out with my stepdad last night at a casino, so they didn't get back till late.
You need help?
So I just...
What this movie did really well was it made the relationship between the two feel very, very real. This is best exemplified, in my opinion, in the best scene of the film, which is their first kiss. It's probably the most realistic scene of this nature that I've ever seen in any film ever. It's awkward, it's emotional, and it feels very real. It feels like a story that probably could have happened in anyone else's high school. Cinematography-wise, the scene is also all one shot, which is really impressive in my opinion.
No, there's absolutely yes, no way.
Why don't you think they were hitting on you?
Because they weren't.
Because you're what? Amy, you're absolutely beautiful.
Oh my god, no.
The girl grows and changes throughout the film, but the boy pretty much stays the same until the credits roll. This creates a really interesting dynamic between the two. There are actually consequences that are realistic, and it's not all happy. The boy kind of was an alcoholic from the start. He drinks and he drives, and he loses his job because of it. In his father, he sees an alcoholic who really only cares about himself and doesn't have any responsibilities. And this terrifies him, causing him to break up with his girlfriend, and ultimately lead to, in my opinion, the worst scene of the film, where the girl gets hit by a truck, which... While I get that it's realistic, it just kind of throws off the whole realism of the film. The argument leading up to this, however, is fantastically acted. The boy insists that he's not good enough for this girl, and he forces them to break up. A few months later, the ending happens, and this is left pretty open-ended. The girl goes off to college, and the boy stays back, but in the final shot of the film, you see him going up to her college. And both actors actually have a different interpretation of what happens in this scene. I'd like to believe that the girl thinks that she's still too mature for him and that he needs to move on. But, you know, anything could have happened. I'd also like to believe that he changed, but I kind of doubt that he ever will. If you haven't seen this film yet, well, why are you watching this video? I heavily recommend watching it now or as soon as possible. It's one of A24's best films, and all their films are really good, so that's really saying something. The performances, the writing, the directing are all top-notch. On the surface, it's a young adult romance novel turned into a movie, but if you look a little deeper, you'll find something really special. Now, I think that is pretty spectacular.